What's going on there, guys? My name's Killzone5-6 and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna go through a review of Breakpoint. I've played Breakpoint. I bought the gold edition. I've been playing since, you can play for 3 days early if you bought the gold edition. That's what I did. And I find the game, me personally, I find it doesn't feel finished game product as it should be. When you're running around enemy bases, sometimes you'll find the enemies just basically standing there. They'll either be looking at you or they'll be facing a wall, but they don't register you're an enemy, so that's easy kills. When you're flying in a helicopter, you've got, and this is what me and a friend have noticed, that when you're flying in a helicopter, you'll be flying and all of a sudden the enemy will notice something. They'll say, you've made a noise, they're suspicious of you, but I don't understand how they know that you're in one of their helicopters. Unless, if you take one, that's understandable, but when you've snuck one out or you've taken out a base quietly so they've not alerted no one, apparently you can go past the base and they will know that you're the enemy, which I find quite strange in myself. Obviously this game is the basically the next level 2 from Wildlands, and at this point in the state of the game I believe Wildlands is far better. You've got more customization, you've got you don't have to pay to unlock very much. Like, you don't have to pay really on this one to unlock things, but if you want to unlock weapon blueprints early, you just want to get it all done and out the way, then you're going to spend all your money to unlock all the weapons early, when you can go around and you just go find the blueprints and attachments, and skins and stuff like that. Another issue I find with the game is that the customization, the outfits, I find it's a very lack of them unless you buy them, where in Wildlands you didn't have to buy all the customization items. Like, they give you the option to earn them or find them around the map. As of now, I still play Wildlands. I still find like the gameplay mechanics slightly better in Wildlands than it is on here. The campaign on Wildlands is slightly better. You can choose your enemies, which section you want to go for, but it kind of gives you a clear state of, oh well, if you go for that one you're going to have 2 skulls, if you go for that one you're going to have 3, so choose carefully or you're going to end up dying, you got to start all again. But in Breakpoint there's no clear mission on what you got to do first. Like, you go to someone, they'll tell you to do something, but if you're flying over an area that has a main mission, like objective there for another mission, it'll pop up and tell you, oh, do you want to ping it? So then you'll ping it, you'll do that, and then you're like doing different missions at the same time. Me and a friend, actually, we were flying about, we were low level, and we went and it come up with a mission, brother to brother, to kill Walker. We ended up going to see what it was like. Obviously you had a big gear score 150, which is another topic I'll come up with in a minute, but it shouldn't allow you to do that. I think it should be cut off to you unless you've activated that specific mission. The side missions are kind of repetitive in the sense of, you do the side mission, you got to go find someone or kill someone, then you've done that mission, and then you'll come across another like side quest that's exactly the same. You go and kill, you got to find someone, kill someone, or very rarely you'll find someone like you've got to loot a truck, and that's only if you're doing faction missions. I find that the drones are the only decent thing, the flying drones are the only decent thing in the game, in the sense of when you're fighting, they actually will try and maneuver away from your bullets. They'll actually actively search for you, and they'll like do some really cool maneuvers, and when they actually, if you do shoot them down, they do quite a nice, like an actual death scene where they'll actually float down. You hear everything starting to fail and it blows up. But that'll only happen if you alert the enemy. Now, when I went into this base here you're seeing on screen, I was quite fortunate that the game was working right, apart from, as you can see, me going up this ladder. It kept going a bit funny. But when me and my friend would go into a base, we'd snipe a headshot and no one's around, but all of a sudden someone's heard something. They've heard a shot even though we've got our suppressors on. It makes no sense. So we'd leave that, we'd wait a minute or two, and then we'd go back and do it again. But they would hear that shot again, and then they'd start searching, and it's almost like they know where that bullet came from. They start moving towards that area, start searching for you, and before long you've either got to like move to a different area, which is difficult in a way. Like, you go into camouflage and it's either you risk moving and getting caught you risk moving getting caught, or you've got like a small chance of succeeding and get into cover, or you try and stay hidden and hope the enemies don't see you. But 9 times out of 10 the enemies will see you. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I've gone to the point where I was camouflaged actually before the start that I recorded. I was actually outside an enemy base, was marking everybody so I could see where everybody was about to move in, and out of nowhere it said they saw me through a solid building, and then it was orange, so they were suspicious, but they didn't know I was there. But they still decided to call him back up, which wasn't a big issue to start with. Then I let it go for a while. I waited, I would take anybody to come with a melee kill, and then it went quiet. But as soon as I moved and made a kill, they found the dead body, which was annoying. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Try not to. Oh God, I've lost train of thought now. I've also but also with the cover system, I don't like the cover system. It's basically just running up to an object and your character will go into cover. I kind of think they should have done maybe the Division way of cover. You press like the X button, or you press the X button and heal, run into cover, and then you can move on to the next cover, move on to the next one. But on this one, no, you have to prompt to go into cover, so it's kind of irritating sometimes. Like, when I'm trying to open a chest, sometimes my character will try and take cover by this chest, which means that I've got a move out so far, come back around, which is irritating, because if there's enemies around and you're trying to get into a chest, you've got more chance of them catching you than you get in that chest. Now we're going to talk about the direction they went with online play. Now, I liked Wildlands. Apologies, I kind of froze there. I like Wildlands because you didn't need an online connection to play the game, which was brilliant. I like games like that. Like, Ubisoft has a way of doing games like that, but on this occasion they've done this and I don't like it. But Wildlands, you didn't need a connection to play the game, and at the start this game now, and I'm getting it all the time, is having server issues. You be playing and it kicks you back to the start menu. I've checked, Ubisoft's aware of these issues and they're saying they're trying to fix it, but it's 2019. You'd think that they'd be aware of these issues, or they would make sure the servers were all ready to handle this game. And I think there's a lot to be done. This game, I think it's got more and more things they could fix. There will be a part 2 of this review, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for stopping by. Goodbye.